W's and L's, a weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. I'll go first. You know what I'm saying? I got that. You know what I mean? I'll do that. I'll do that for your boy. You know what I mean? I'll go first. You feel me? Because I'm a thug. So, let's talk about my dubs.
Please.
Isaiah Rashad is coming out with this album. Isaiah Rashad is dropping this album. I think it's coming out later this month or on the 1st of May. I don't know if you heard the first single already.
Have not.
Decent start. You know, I mean, he don't talk about the thing that we need him to talk about, the thing that we need him to discuss, but I'm ready for it. It seems like there's going to be some good music, which of course we expected from Isaiah Rashad. Posted a clip about Isaiah Rashad on TikTok, and people seem to obviously not care about the situation that he's gone through, which is cool.
I think everybody forgot about it.
Possibly.
I think most people forgot about that.
Very possibly. Which is why you take a break for that long. But at the same time, I'm definitely expecting good music. The album is called It's Been Awful, which to me seems like a direct response to how's everything been going.
It's been awful. It's crazy.
You know what I mean? So, like, I think he's going to probably address it at some level, which I still do expect that, because I expect a little bit of vulnerability from the artists that I deem good artists. And so, you know, maybe he'll give a song or two to it. But other than that, I think using music therapeutically will have its ebbs and flows throughout this album. But the most important thing that we all want as Isaiah Rashad fans is good music. And for all intents and purposes, same shit. The single that came out is a good song. On to my L's. Africa Bambaataa. To all the people who are flooding the timelines with RIPs after bro is supposedly a kitty diddler, it's okay to just not say nothing. It's okay to not say anything. It's okay to not memorialize somebody of that pedigree. I don't care what that person did for the hip-hop culture, because the things that they did outside of the hip-hop culture are not worthy of discussion.
We've struggled a lot with this over the last year or two, with the idea of rest in peace. Everybody doesn't deserve peace, and even in their rest. You can say condolences to the family. You can send thoughts and wishes to the people who are in suffering because that person is lost. But you are not required to wish everyone well after their passing. You could just shut up.
Facts.
You could be like, oh, for real? So what we eating for dinner tonight?
You know what I mean?
I mean, like, you dying does not unscrew situations that you screwed when you were living here on Earth.
Does not untraumatize.
Doesn't untraumatize people. Doesn't unrape them. Right? Doesn't unmolest people. There is no. Oh, we forgive it. No. Mm-mm. I take my beef to the afterlife if it's applicable.
Yeah.
We'll send that shit straight to Hades if needed. I don't understand the idea of, oh, well, now that we've reached this stage and this individual is no longer with us, now's the time to shut up. Yeah. Now's the time. Oh, we shouldn't speak on that. We shouldn't bring those things. Huh? So we've been tiptoeing around Africa Bambaataa's name all these years that he was alive. Mm-hmm. Now's the time to be silent. No, fuck
Absolutely
no.
Not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
What Perk minded just say in the chat. But Marcus, he was heaven sent.
See? That's that shit. That's that shit I was talking. See?
That's
we all heaven sent. No. Bada too.
Yikes.
Insane. The one thing LaRussell said during that whole skirmish that still holds true to this day. Niggas is stupid. Short. Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Absolutely.
All right. My last L goes to none other than Netflix. And you know what? I guess The Breakfast Club takes a dub with this technically, but I don't feel like that. Netflix is out here, I guess, somewhat touting their success with podcasts. I can't call it a success because no numbers have really been put out there, right? We don't know what the fuck people are doing as far as viewership. I guess 15% of households are actually watching these podcasts, which
15% of what of Netflix households?
Netflix households. Which
That's a success.
Which sounds
You pay Charlamagne $200 million.
It gets worse. Which sounds like a low number, but a lot of people have Netflix.
No, sure, it's the biggest subscribership in the country. 15% you pay.
Here's the wild part to me is they showed a ranking of where all these podcasts are. I don't think anybody's surprised. The Breakfast Club is the number one podcast on that list.
It's bigger than The Ringer? It's bigger than Bill Simmons' podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
Bill Simmons' podcast is like 7.
Wow. Hey, fam, Bill Simmons was up there with Joe Rogan when he went to Netflix.
That's a fact.
He was up there with Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's in a league of his own.
No, sure. I'm saying in terms of notoriety and raw viewership, The Ringer was up there. Bill that's why he commanded the paycheck that he got when he went to Netflix. Mm-hmm. You went from contending for being one of the biggest podcasters in the world to 7th on a Netflix podcast on Netflix's platform.
Here's where that might sound even crazier. So I'll have the list and I'll bring it up to, I guess, discuss even further in detail. But number 1 was The Breakfast Club. Then number 2 was an original podcast for Netflix that they already had, which is the Bridgerton podcast.
Man, should that count? Is that not just residual viewership from the show? Should show podcasts count as like...
First of all, you're right. You're absolutely right. But the fact that...
It literally plays at the end of the show.
But all of these podcasts that you acquired aren't doing better than what you already essentially had.
The Bridgerton podcast.
So you mean to tell me...
So everybody else losing to the Bridgerton podcast except for the Breakfast Club.
Yes. So let me pull up the actual list here.
Fam.
Number 1 was the Breakfast Club. Number 2 is Bridgerton, the official podcast. Okay. Number 3 is Murder with My Husband, which is an independent podcast. Okay. And then it's the Pete Davidson Show. And then it's Joe and Jada.
Fam, I have never seen an episode, a clip. I didn't even know Pete Davidson had a podcast.
I saw the press release when that came out.
Yes, I do. Actually, he was one of the headlines. It was
him, and then it was Michael Irvin.
Yep. Okay.
Which I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so Pete Davidson's 4, and rounding out the top 5 is Joe and Jada.
Okay.
One Piece is number 7. The One Piece official podcast. Bill Simmons is 8. Pardon My Take, I think is Barstool. Is 10. And The White House with Michael Irvin is number 17.
Okay. And so all of that is very interesting and in some instances funny to laugh at. Where are the numbers? 17 means you're bringing in what? Means you're what? Is that 10,000 views for the month? Is that 100,000 views for the month? Are we even going by monthly? Is this weekly?
So from what I have here, and I believe this is something that Charlamagne himself posted.
Okay.
It shows the top 20 titles by views.
Views per what? Per episode?
It shows the top 20 titles by views. It does not say.
Does it elaborate like views in what denomination?
On top of that, there's no views on this chart. It doesn't show the views. So I couldn't tell you what
the difference is between 1 and 5 eventually, or for example.
And for all I know, the Breakfast Club has 10,000 views. And everything else is struggling.
But it could be like, all right, the Breakfast Club did 10 million views this month, and Bill Simmons and The Ringer did
less than 1,
700,000 or something. Yeah, like, but we'll never know. We'll never
And
know.
the fact that they're doing so much worse than some of the podcasts that they already had, and podcasts like Joe and Jada, which look, I fuck with Jada Kiss. I don't know how often. I even see the clips from time to time. I don't know how
Joe
much
and
I care.
Jada, the Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who the fuck we were talking about. I didn't know who we were talking about.
Sure. Oh, not for nothing. Very interesting to me. Something that I think is hilarious is that top 20 podcasts, right? The new Rory and Mal show is nowhere on this chart of top 20 podcasts. But they advertise that they're on Netflix. I just want to throw that out there. That we're talking about top 20 podcasts. Joe and Jada's up there. Breakfast Club is up there. Bill Simmons is up there. Pete Davidson's up there. Michael Irvin's up there. New Rory and Mal is not anywhere to be found in the top 20 podcasts.
Well, there ain't nothing going on with Drake right now. If Drake has some controversy popping off, it may be a good time to go look at New Rory and Mal. You know,
are they botting views on their YouTube channel or whatever other platforms they have? Because I don't believe it's real. I've never heard anybody tell me that they were actively watching the new Rory and Mal show. But then again, I feel that way about Joe and Jada too, to be honest with you. And I don't hate on that podcast.
Again, if we're not talking about Drake and Kendrick, what are we talking about over there?
If we're not lying about Drake,
yeah,
or Kendrick, or Cole,
or trying to reshape the history of hip hop,
if we're not just blatantly lying about when Cole's about to drop his album, or asking niggas to show me their sheets.
Show me your sheet. Hey, show me your sheets. Hey, where's Fabulous and Jim Jones and Mano's podcast? They not on Netflix?
I don't think they're on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. That would be crazy. Yeah, because I feel like that would be something with the whole 50 Cent beef.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they're not on there. In fact, I don't know any of these other podcasts. Except last podcast on the left was like a huge podcast. It's like I think it's a true crime.
Okay.
So it's like small ones like that, like Small Town Murder and stuff like that. But yeah, no, the rest of these, nope. As of April 2026, The Breakfast Club is the runaway #1 podcast on Netflix, generating 40% of all podcast views and leading the top 5.
Hold on. They have a list of 20 some odd. They have a top 20, so they have way more than 20. And Breakfast Club is doing 40% of the viewership overall.
The #1, The Breakfast Club, dominates with 3 times the views of the #2 title.
Now,
how the
fuck does Google know that? Google, what numbers are you referencing?
That is a very
to spit
question.
that out.
That's a very good question. You know what? Actually, there should be a source. It's probably the same source. It's probably Bloomberg. Yep.
But is Bloomberg just shitting out these numbers based off of what Netflix is telling them, or did they look at some sort of data?
I wish I could tell you, but they paywall. So
okay. All right. Anyways.
So anyway, that's my dubs and L's.
All done.
Yep.
Oh, this is gonna be a funny one. This is a good one. This is a really good one. Did anybody see Melania Trump's press conference?
Damn.
No, not movie. We know no one saw that movie.
I'm going to watch it.
Did anybody see the First Lady's press conference? What was it, on Friday? I think she did it. Apparently, nobody at the White House knew that she was going to do it. The president's press people didn't know that she was going to pop up and do that shit. She just set this conference, this press conference up herself with her staff and just went out there and started talking. I do not make friends with Jeffrey Epstein. I never interact with Jeffrey Epstein without Donald. We go to parties in New York and in Palm Beach. We see Epstein by chance, never by invitation. Me and Epstein not friends. Bro. So first of all, this is how that went. This is how normal day in the White House. Everybody's doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? We're about to start World War III. Everything's normal. I don't know Epstein. I So if anybody else is confused as to why the fuck she came out of left field to explain preemptively that she didn't have anything, even though there's been some minor reporting, like the Michael Wolff book says that Melania met Donald Trump through Epstein, and there was some intimations there that maybe, the relationship was started through some impropriety, and if you know the history of Jeffrey Epstein, you can guess what that impropriety might have been.
Sure.
Allegedly. So, but again, we was focused on the Straits of Hormuz. Ain't nobody focused on you. Nobody even think about you. Where did you come from with this? Fam, we literally weren't talking about Epstein anymore. The only time Epstein was getting brought up was in the Iranian Lego movies that they've been putting out on Twitter.
Yeah.
But we wasn't even talking about Epstein no more. We got war and drafts and inflating gas prices is that we was thinking about. Last thing on our minds was whether or not Trump or Epstein tricked you to Donald Trump.
They succeeded in getting people to stop talking about Epstein by fucking up the country so bad.
And here she come. I know Epstein. I know. The reason being, there was a story ran in I think it was in the UK, a media outlet in the UK. And hold on, let me get the man's name. I want to get this all squared away here. So the source for this story is an Amanda Ungaro. Okay. Amanda is the wife of hold on. God damn it. Let me get his name. Paolo Zampali is part of Trump's administration. Right? Mm-hmm. We all know that we got these ICE raids and everything going on. And okay, cool. Just told you that his wife, Miss Ungaro, was an ambassador, right? From Brazil. Mm-hmm. Mm. Do you know that during a domestic dispute with this woman, he goes to Trump and has her deported?
Fam, that's crazy.
Has her deported back to Brazil. They have a son together.
That's insane.
He goes to Brazil and nabs the son.
So they deported both her and the son.
No. Son's in Brazil. She's an ambassador to the U.S. from Brazil. Son's in Brazil. He gets her deported.
Back to Brazil.
She obviously commandeers her son. He goes and nabs the son and brings him back to the States.
That's crazy.
Now she's all over Brazil. It's not UK, by the way. It's Brazil. Now the story's coming back to me. Brazilian media trying to tell it all. Mm. Not just about her, child nabbing ass husband. But not just about Donald Trump, but about First Lady Melania Trump and her connections to Epstein. And so that's why sis is coming out of left fucking field talking about me no Epstein. Because she know an impending story about her actual involvement with Epstein and all of that actually comes from. Mind you, this guy, her husband, Paolo, is supposedly the legitimate connector between Donald Trump and Melania Trump. He's supposed to be the public one who met them. Now, the behind the scenes story, the rumor story is that it was Jeffrey Epstein. And Epstein was the first one to actually sleep with her. First time it actually happened on the Lolita Express, the world renowned sex trafficking plane. Mm-hmm. And somehow she found her way to Donald Trump. Either by, jealousy, I gotta have what he has, or let me go steal his girl kind of thing, or maybe we just do this. Maybe we're permanent Eskimo brothers. Who knows? Allegedly. But Miss Ungaro seems to know.
Trying to steal a girl that y'all are trafficking is insane.
Like you said a few minutes ago, our conditions are
so fucked.
Our international conditions, our home financial conditions were so terrible that they forced our attention away from a very popular story that didn't seem like it was going away no matter how hard they tried. We stopped talking about it. And she was so spooked by whatever this lady had to say and was going to bring up that she just literally reignited the fire in the Epstein pit when nobody was asking. So whatever she has to say, I'm thinking is pretty explosive.
I heard that the seats were going to be full at the press conference, but 50 Cent went and bought the first 200 tickets. So then it just looked empty.
That's the first dub. Shout out to Amanda Unsaro. I hope you get everything, get every inch of your get back.
My girl tripping, bro. Deport her.
Deport her. Like, she don't know nothing, can't say nothing, can't do nothing. These people are arrogant. They are infinitely arrogant. You deported her?
Your wife.
You ain't never heard the saying, nothing burns like a woman scorned? Hell have no fury like a woman scorned?
That's a fact.
You deported her and took her kid? Oh, yeah, you're right. She'll just shut up forever. She'll surely never be a problem.
Never retaliate.
Oh, I know she was married to me for years and had intimate relationships with the president and the first lady, but there's surely nothing she could ever say to damage us. How are you that arrogant and stupid at the same time? At least you could be smart if you arrogant. Because you take proper precautions and you protect yourself. But being dumb and arrogant is a deadly combination.
That seems to be this administration and its constituents.
So it would be easy for me to give Kamala an L for simply just hinting at the fact that she might run in 2028. But that's L worthy enough.
Yes, extremely.
We'll dig a little bit deeper. Here. She was at a conference called NAN 35. I'm not really sure.
Girl, you don't know that?
National Action Network. That's what that was. It's a black creators conference.
No, it means like no. Like if I said Nan, like, you don't know Nan nigga.
So,
no nigga.
Like I said, she was at the National Action Network's conference, talking about a myriad of things, talking about her potential run in 2028. The thing that stuck out to me and really had me flabbergasted is when she got into how black people should be more transactional with their vote. I almost had a heart attack. Almost had a fucking heart attack. Not the, I'm not going to do anything for just black people. No, of course not.
I'm sorry.
Kamala, is that you?
I'm sorry. Nigga, what?
Kamala? Is that you? No, hold on, man. Hold on now. This can't be the same woman who did the interview with The Root and told us that she would never do something only for black people. How is it? Listen, people, follow me here. The same lady who looked you dead in your face and told you she would never do anything for you only for the simple fact that you were black is now telling you to withhold your vote for the simple reason of being acquiesced to your blackness. The person who told you she would never capitulate that way is now telling you to operate that way.
I would offer that is potentially pandering, meaning she would say that in hopes that we would vote for her because now she might do something for us.
It's more than pandering.
I can't trust you to do something because of your history.
It's more than pandering. We see you. You're in public. Your words are recorded. To think that stuff no longer applies, like people never heard it, they never saw it, it was never controversial when you said it. It's not a lasting impression on people's memory. The cavalierness and how she just comes out and speaks about it as if it's just, yeah, we got to fight for it. We got to do something for our vote. You got to give us something. Us. You got to give us something for our vote. Lady.
Do you hear yourself?
It's like they just get to say whatever, whenever, however, and we're never supposed to hold them to anything. Because we're too stupid to discern where there's a conflict in your statements. If you say things years apart, we're just supposed to forget that you ever said anything before.
Not for nothing. That is absolutely working over there with Trump and MAGA. Because I swear to God, he said he was going to fix this whole economy.
I don't think...
And our gas prices are way more. Grocery prices way more.
It's not that it's working as if people have forgotten.
Oh,
his 34% of the electorate that will vote for him no matter what will vote for him no matter what.
Sure.
They were never interested in the substance of the policies.
Yeah.
They were interested in the man. They're voting for Trump.
That's a fact.
So whatever Trump is doing, we're going. Doesn't matter. Anti-war, affordability, immigrate, doesn't matter. Fiscal responsibility don't matter. Whatever he says goes, it goes. So that's the shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and nothing would happen, people. Facts. That's them.
So then in that case, do you think that Kamala is thinking the same thing that I just said?
I think she thinks she has a contingency of fans like that. Yeah.
She absolutely does not.
You cannot be that loose with your rhetoric and not think that you have a strong base of support.
I'm sorry. She does have that. It's nowhere near what's needed to be elected.
Well, I think we literally proved that in an election already.
We sure did.
And what are the lessons that are learned from her fiasco and losing to Trump? Is she distancing herself more from the Biden administration? Not really. Is she defining herself from the center of the party, which has disaffected a lot of left-leaning voters? No, not particularly. Has she zeroed in on a group of voters that she mostly neglected last go round? Muslim voters, black male voters? No. So how are we going to go about this differently going into 2028? We're not. We're going to expect people to forget, and we're going to run out the same playbook, and we're going to do the same things we did before, and then when it doesn't work, all of you are sexist and racist.
Basically. All
of you hate black women, and you couldn't have possibly love your mothers or your sisters or your nieces because you didn't elect an Indian Jamaican.
And somehow, some way, even though it's definitely not, and the numbers prove against it, it's black men's fault.
It got to be black men's fault.
It's black men's fault.
Black men, the progressive black men at that, because it's definitely the progressives' fault, but within the progressive movement, it's definitely the black men.
Because y'all didn't get out there and do your fucking jobs.
Simple. Yeah, man, you only got to lie to me once, but I see people are glutton for punishment. So,
also
enjoy 2028. Look, Tjay and Offset. Okay, so boom, I'm Offset. I owe a bunch of people money. I got gambling debts and whatnot. I owe Lil Tjay $10,000. Lil Tjay catch me at the Hard Rock, press me over to $10,000. He see me get a big windfall at the casino, so he feels like this is an apt time to press me about the money that I owe him. I pop fly. You my little nigga. I'm your OG. I'll get you your money when you get it. Roundabout, that's not exact language, but that's the gist of what happens. So I'm in front of my people. Obviously, you're not about to brush me off about 10 bands, right? So we pepper you up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We get active a little bit. Mm-hmm. We get sturdy outside of the casino. One thing leads to another. Somebody upstrap. Offset catch one in the hip. Now, here's where it gets a little bit disinformation-y. Right? Because initially we see a man on the ground outside of the casino, and we presume that it's Offset because the report is that Offset got shot and he was taken to the hospital, right? We also see a little bit after the fact, maybe the next day, there's a video of Lil Tjay getting bailed out and saying that Offset snitched on him. Saying that Offset, he said I shot him. Calling him a snitch. So now that we, more information is pouring in, we're able to run through a few more sources. Allegedly, the person on the ground in the video outside of the Hard Rock Casino is not Offset. By that time, he had already, again, allegedly been loaded into an ambulance and taken off to the hospital. The person on the floor is supposed to be Lil Tjay. Because apparently at some point after the altercation with Offset, a fan who had seen the entire thing play out and is a fan of Offset comes and knocks Lil Tjay the fuck out and puts his ass on the ground. So not only did Lil Tjay allegedly not shoot Offset, Not only did he get out of jail and accuse Offset of snitching on him when he wasn't even the shooter, but you got put down by a fan? You got put down by a groupie? Buddy. Why do people think that like witnesses aren't a thing? Like you can't. How much money do you need to forget that people exist? How much money do you need to forget that the individuals around you have eyeballs?
$10,000.
Like that 10 racks just made you so big that you just forgot that human beings around you don't exist. So to the point where you can get punched and nobody knows about. Just as long as I get out first, huh? As long as I say my side first, it's to set the narrative, then nothing else matters. Witnesses don't matter, cameras, none of that. No, nobody saw me get knocked out. I'm good, bro. And Offset a snitch. Fam, bro. You shot this man or one of your entourage shot this man at a casino over $10,000. How did you not think that none of this was going to come back to you?
With all the witnesses, cameras,
and then getting put down by a fan is just hilarious. Okay. If that's true, if that's legit, funny as hell.
I didn't know we went from being stans of artists. Now we out here super standing people and fucking taking their lumps and hitting niggas, bro.
Culture made, bruh. He did it in public. They was scraping this man off of the concrete out in front of valet. Now, a private studio that somebody else owned, okay, maybe the cameras was turned off, maybe they up there for show. Cool. A normal hotel, ordinary hotel, not even 5-star, just run-of-the-mill, off the freeway while you traveling.
The Ramada.
Would be able to track you from the minute that you closed your door in the parking lot to the minute you got to your room. That's a normal hotel. Let alone a fucking casino where every inch of it is being recorded. Now, don't tell me that the cameras was off at the casino. Don't bullshit me. There's cameras everywhere. Offset doesn't have to give a statement about specifically who shot him for you to be getting picked up.
There's probably 5 cameras on you during that time.
Honestly, it's more likely that the fan that knocked you out said that you was involved in the altercation.
To explain why he
put his paws on you.
Yeah. Well.
And again, you not the shooter. So
you didn't do a crime to be snitched on for.
Like, it's almost like you trying to gain clout off of the false accusation for some shit that you didn't do in the first place.
Yes, duh. But that's normal for a celebrity to do.
Oh, some shit that you didn't do in the first place.
A super stan knocking out a rapper is still insane to me. Especially when said rapper has a nigga in his entourage that shot Offset. Do not get shot because your favorite celebrity is out here in trouble. I promise y'all it's not going to work out for y'all.
If Gucci and them would have fought their life like TJ people, it would have been a different story. Man, I guess, man.
Stans killed John Lennon and Serena. That's a crazy way to spell Serena.
They did kill... Stan definitely killed Serena. It was the president of her fan club.
Yes.
President of her fan
club.
club.
Super Stan. Yep. But, yeah. What I'm
keep your head on swivel, Nick.
In this case, she got close and she was deranged. I'm referring to knocking out a nigga in favor of your favorite rapper and then fucking around and getting shot your dumbass self.
Now, yeah, let's get to Offset now. We didn't talk about Lil Tjay. Let's get to Offset. You owe people money. You gambling. Somebody you owe money to in the casino. And you flaunting cash. Okay. I don't really understand niggas that live their life like that, owing a bunch of people a whole bunch of money all over the place to the point where it could get violent. The thought of owing somebody $10,000 is like it's drying out my mouth. This shit is crazy. But I think that anytime you play games like that, you playing with your life.
Yeah.
You don't ever know how bad people need the money that you owe them. And that's why you don't owe people money.
Yeah.
Like, a nigga will give you $10 and then a week later be on your back about it like it was the last $10 he ever made. And you can't tell them that they don't need that money. It's their money. You can be like, oh, you crying broke all you want. Oh, but don't hand me up over a little 10K. Cool, that might be a little bit of money to you. It may be a little bit of money to them in the moment when they gave it to you. But say they have a pitfall. Say they run into a setback. It's no less theirs now that they need it more than it was when you borrowed it. Like, you don't turn it into now I'm being the problem because I need my money back when I need it, even though I lent it to you. And we were both on the understanding at that point. I'll get it back to you. Don't worry about it. I'm good for it. Cool. We celebrities. We make a bunch of money. Pay it to me. I don't give a fuck if it's $1 or $10,000. Pay me my money. Because next time it might be a nigga who don't gotta wait on his entourage to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Who not gonna wait on the next nigga to pull up and up the strap.
All things considered, Offset.
All things considered. Let's be specific.
Yikes. All things considered, Offset needs to patch things up with Quavo and get a Bruno Mars deal going.
Oh, to pay off the gambling debts?
Yep. It's better than owing Selena Powell and Lil Tjay.
Man. Oh, and Selena Powell and Lil TJ.